project. Today, we're just going to talk about a couple little things. I will mention my course, 5-Figure Niche Site, is out right now. Depending on when you're watching this, you may be able to enroll. Enrollment is only open for 5 days. So just keep that in mind. I'll probably pull this video down when it's not relevant anymore, but today is Monday, October 23rd. The course will be for sale, open for enrollment until Friday. A couple reasons that I do that. One is around, my sanity in helping new students. So I bring in like a group of students, they all start at the same time, they work through it at the same time, and that helps me, number one, provide support, but also it provides everyone else support as, you're working along at the same pace. So that's great as far as the community goes. Now, I'll answer a couple questions today. I did get a couple questions in the just in my support queue. I don't have like a big team of people or support team or anything like that. I have a friend of mine that helps me with some of the email support, just on general questions in the course. But other than that, I'm just a one-man show. So a couple things. I will have like a little bit of a topic today. I'll talk about the conference that I went to last week. So I went to the Converted conference, and I'll probably do a more formal update once I've had time to absorb and process some of the information and stuff that I learned. But the Converted conference is a conference that was put on by Lead Pages and Drip. So it's really marketing oriented. So it was perfect for me, and it was like the right people, various levels, different areas of marketing. Some people work for agencies, some people have their own blogs, whatever. But it was like the right set of people for me. So cool. And by the way, I launched right in, but if you are, joining up for the first time live, welcome. I appreciate you taking the time out. I didn't schedule this one ahead of time much. I am pretty busy this week, as you can imagine. And a couple non-negotiables that I have in my day is like to go to the gym. So I'm gonna go to the gym shortly, but in general, I am just trying to create like slack in my schedule so I have open time to help people out as we are, having people enrolling. So, all right, so Florian's on. Thanks for hopping on. Adrian is on also. So Adrian, we exchanged a couple emails. Hopefully we'll get you in the course soon. And we have Brian and Pavel as well. So good to have both of you guys on. Thanks for buying the course, by the way. Excited to speak to you soon and that sort of thing. So, and a couple other folks are on too. So welcome. There were a couple questions that people asked about 5-Figure Niche Site in like the chat app that's on the sales page. So number one, one person asked if they are able to upgrade. So say like enroll in a cheaper package and later upgrade to a different package. And unfortunately, you can't. There's no way to do that. From like an admin standpoint, it would require just manual stuff for me, and that's not what I want to do. Additionally, the value proposition, like to transfer that, like the math doesn't work, and it doesn't make sense to me. So there's no way to upgrade or to downgrade, right? So there's no way you can like get the most expensive package and then drop down. It just won't work. So unfortunately, you can't do that. Sorry about that, but there's technical limitations. And then, from my perspective, I have to draw the line somewhere and offer services, number one, that I believe are valuable, that can actually help you. And then two, services that I want to do. So I don't want to like sign myself up for stuff that I don't want to do. Now, the second question, I got this one a couple times today, and it almost I got almost the exact same question multiple times, and it made me think maybe it was a scammer of some kind. But a person asked how the course can help someone who's already making money. Now, on Thursday, you'll get an email if you're on my email list. if you are not on the email list, go to nichesiteproject.com. You can sign up, click the green button, and then you can sign up. But on Thursday, I'm going to give 3 current examples of students who enrolled in the course earlier this year, and they were already making some money. And to be honest with you, those are the best people that can get the fastest results. So if you already have a site that is making a little bit of money, say $20, $50, $100 a month or so, and you're getting some traffic and you want to grow, the course is perfect. Now, you might think to yourself that you're already making money, you don't need to do more keyword research, you already understand keyword research. You may feel like you already know how to choose a niche and all the basic stuff. But what I've found over time is people have a foundation of knowledge that is, maybe it's lacking, maybe it's not quite right, at least for what I teach. And maybe you're making $500 a month. I see someone ask that. Maybe you're making like $500 a month right now. And the thing is, if you just automatically you assume the foundational content, that you know it and that you're good at it, you may be selling yourself short. Oftentimes I find that people need that sort of the early steps. They need to make sure they have that right, and then you're going to be able to grow and scale in a way that wasn't possible before. I have a couple examples of that. So, personally, I took a course about 18 months ago. It was a high-end premium course, about $4,000, and it's a big investment, right? $4,000 is a lot of money, and it's a huge amount of money, right? $4,000, a lot of money. The thing is, I already knew more than half of the course content, right? I already understood it. I already delivered and had my, basically the project finished. I wanted a little help, a little bit of tweaking there. And I see someone asked a question, but I'm afraid you're just gonna have to be patient and let me finish talking, and then I'll come back to answer your question. By the way, if you do have questions, feel free to ask. But I do request that you be patient and let me speak. So basically, because I invested so much in the course, I made a commitment that I was going to do every single exercise. I was going to start at the very beginning. I was going to do things that I thought I already knew. I was going to answer questions that I already answered, right? I was going to start from square one and move up. The thing that happened was I realized that some of my base assumptions that I made at the very beginning of the project were wrong. I just didn't understand them. I didn't investigate them thoroughly. And after purchasing the course, I now had the playbook of what you're really supposed to do with the right context from someone who is far more experienced than I was. Since I paid so much money, I was like, damn, I better do all the exercises. And I did. And the result was, nothing short of remarkable. It completely changed my business and the way I was operating. By the way, it was a course on courses. So the result that you see in 5-Figure Niche Site is because I put in so much work up front and spent time on it to grow the course. The point is, if you have a site that is already making money, this course is perfect because you may be able to go and figure out some early keyword research ideas. You'll learn that stuff, and then you'll learn how to implement it on a site that's already making money. Maybe you're already making $100 or $500 a month, but you got something very important wrong at the beginning. Well, if you go back and fix it now, those small tweaks could mean you double your revenue, or it could mean you triple it without making a huge effort. It's very interesting if you already are doing well and you made some mistakes in the beginning. The fact that you can make those changes is just really impressive. So Okay, I'm gonna scroll. I'm on my phone today, so I'm gonna scroll. I'm gonna answer the questions. So if you have other questions, let me know. I hope the sound's all right. I'm not using like an external mic, but it's quiet in here, so. All right. Akash says, I want to ask, should I start link building for a niche site beginning or after at least 2 to 3 months? Well, I say you should start link building after you have about 10 posts published. And next, Sahid says, if I get the basic now, can I upgrade later? The answer to that is no. I answered it a little bit more in depth, Sahid, earlier, but basically it doesn't make sense to do that. So Sahid also asked, is there anything you have to buy once you get into the course? Like Thrive theme is a must? No. In fact, there are, okay, sorry. Here's the answer. You mentioned Thrive, and if you go back and watch a couple videos over the last couple weeks, you'll understand why I reacted that way. Okay, how much money do you need after you buy the course? At a minimum, you probably need about like $100 to $200. So you're gonna have to get a hosting package, and you're probably gonna need to get a premium theme. You can use a free theme, by the way. What I will tell you is don't buy Thrive themes. I'm having serious issues like using Thrive just in general. I don't like it. Anyone that recommends Thrive is probably an affiliate. Like, just do your research. If someone is telling you to buy Thrive, pretty sure they're an affiliate for Thrive or something like that. Thrive, I have serious usability issues. I tried to get support from the support team. Like, I paid to try and get support, and like it took them 2-3 days to answer me, which is, you know, not acceptable for me. So I canceled the plan. You don't need to get Thrive. In fact, I encourage you to not get Thrive. I encourage you to get something else. I don't care what else, but just Thrive is going to be a headache for you. As far as other stuff, you probably need to get a keyword research tool like Keyword Keg. You'll need it probably for 1 to 2 months, and it's $16 a month. So you can keep your costs low. If you want to outsource more, like writing, then you may have to pay more. Typically, that's going to be like $10 to $20 per 1,000-word article on average. So if you launch your site with 10 articles and you're putting all this together, it's probably going to cost you, between $150 and maybe $250 over the course of like 2 to 3 months. So you don't have to come up with the money right away. In fact, you don't need to buy anything at least for a couple weeks. As far as the theme goes, you may need to, pay for the keyword research tool. And I recommend like the cheapest keyword research tool that's out there, right? I'm not an affiliate for the products that I'm recommending to you because I don't care. I want to be able to give you honest feedback without, having an incentive that makes me biased in some way. So when you look at like, for example, there's a couple other big like niche site, authority site, like courses and bloggers that write about this stuff, and they are heavily like they're friends with the owner of, let's say, like a theme company. I won't mention the bloggers or the theme, but like they're friends with them. They like know each other personally and stuff, and they're like pushing their product because they're an affiliate and they're friends, not because it's a great product. So you always have to like look at the incentive. Now, the caveat is, well, I'm trying to sell you a course. I'm trying to sell you a course right now. But the other part is, if you can't afford the course, that's cool. Go watch a bunch of my videos on YouTube here. They're better than a lot of other courses out there. It's free on YouTube. So if the course isn't for you, for some reason or another, you can still watch my stuff on YouTube. It's pretty awesome. Okay, so I'll get off my soapbox. Oh, the answer is, at a minimum, you're probably gonna need $100 to $200 over the next like 3 months or so, but you don't have to come up with it all at once. That's number one. And number two, you can spend a little bit more if you have the budget and you have just more money to spend, then you can do it and you can get content written more quickly. You will make money faster. You will get traffic sooner if you spend more money up front and outsource it, because you can like scale content production like really quickly if you have other people write it. If you're writing it yourself, there's only so much you can write in one day. Jay says, any content writers that I recommend? No, sure don't. I have some people that work for me, but you know what? They work for me. In the course, I teach you how to like hire people yourself. And there's even like a couple YouTube videos where like I go over how to hire people. So you could like see me hire someone on Upwork. Like I just put it out there because it's useful for you. Adrian says, if you have a good site that you're not sure if it's good, would I assist you to understand what you're doing wrong? Yes, definitely. And at least visit the website and tell you if you're on the right track. Yeah, and the thing is, like, if you're in the premium section, then like we can get on a call and I could like talk through it. We record it if you want, and you could watch it later if you want to. And you know, you would be the only one to have access to it. If you're not a premium member, it's a little bit harder to get that kind of feedback, because like you get email support, which is fantastic, right? You send an email, either I answer it or Mike answers it. Mike is my friend who helps me with the customer service emails. If it's a common question, we have a database of questions, and he could, you know, give you the answer to that, because it's, you know, one that we've developed over time that I've answered, you know, a dozen times or something. The thing is, it's very hard for me, like if you just send me your site and say, can you tell me what I'm doing wrong? That's a bad question, right? There's a good way to ask questions to get good answers. If you ask general questions, you get general answers back. So to ask the right question, you would have to like think about it deeply. You have to analyze stuff on your own, right? I can help you analyze the stuff. I can help you ask the right questions, right? To answer on your own, and then it helps you think deeper about it. And it teaches you, the reason why I do that is it teaches you the principles, right? If I just give you like a checklist and you go through the checklist, it can be helpful in that one instance, but when you have a slightly different problem that you need to solve on your own, it's going to be harder for you to answer it. The point is, Adrian, yes, I help you one-on-one, whatever you need, especially if you're a premium member. We can just talk just like this. So the right kind of questions would be like, here's my site. I'm not sure what to do for the about page. Here is, you know, what I have on the about page, and here's why I added it. Do you think it would be useful if I added X, Y, and Z? Or say it's a review page, you could say, hey, Doug, I followed the format in the template that you provided, and my writer did this. I think he or she did a good job on this and that. I feel like this area is weak, and I feel like this area is weak. How do you think I can improve it? Or what suggestions do you have to improve the quality of the content? Something like that. So Adrian, you say, you know what I mean? Thank you. I'm glad. It's hard because some people ask questions before researching it on their own, and I answer everything, right? Mike answers it, and then I'll usually chime in just on top of it. Even if he's answered it right, I'll say, yeah, right on, Mike, you got it. But the thing is, like, if you ask questions that you thought harder about, like, you'll get way better answers. And if you try to answer the question that you're asking, then that shows like even more insight. And I love that because it shows me that you're like thinking like on a higher level. So, okay. Brittany, what's up? Good to have you on. If you have any questions, Brittany, let me know. And Jay says, what are my thoughts on using Jungle Scout to do the product research as a feature where you can search for Amazon products with high demands? You're not an affiliate. I don't think you need Jungle Scout, period. Other people, by the way, Jay, other people have asked that question, so it could be like a smart way to do things, but it's not really necessary. Sahid says, what's the difference between the advanced and premium sections? What would I cover in the one-on-one coaching sessions? So the advanced and premium, they are identical, except Premium has one-on-one coaching. So that means you and I hop on a Skype call. We could share the screen. We can like go over keyword research. We can go over like competition analysis. We can look at your site and I can like critique something that you've already published that's like highly valuable, right? My normal hourly rate is $247 an hour, right? So that is highly valuable, and I could bring just my affiliate marketing and SEO, on-site and off-site knowledge to the table. Additionally, if you're in a different place, right? Some people take the course, they're already making say $2,000, $4,000, $5,000 a month, and they need help scaling a team. Well, like that's like hugely leveraged if I could come in and share with you like, all right, here's how your team looks now. You could share like correspondence, pain points that you're having, and I could tell you exactly what I would do to work through it. Now, I've hired like dozens and dozens of people and spent tens of thousands of dollars on Upwork as like a independent entrepreneur hiring freelancers to help me do stuff, right? So I've hired lots of people there. I've also like worked and built teams in like a corporate setting. So I've interviewed like project managers that like have more experience than me, and actually basically they had more experience than my age, right? So I was like interviewing people that had like 35 years experience and I was like 33 or something like that. And I had people working for me that were like as old as my parents. So basically I know what I'm talking about in a lot of ways, and if I don't, I tell you. I'm also confident enough to just say, hey, I don't know the answer to that. I've never done it. I don't understand. I have a big network of people I could ask around, and I can bring you, the best knowledge that I have based on the information that you bring to me. So one-on-one sessions are crazy valuable. Most likely that 247 rate is going to go up in the near future just because people get a lot of value out of it, and it's not a scalable thing. So the way to make it worthwhile for me is to raise the price. But anyway, one-on-one sessions, I think they're awesome. If you don't get the one-on-one sessions, you can still attend the group meetings. Those are the inner circle meetings, which are, again, hugely valuable. You're in a super small group. Usually there's, maybe 4 to 10 people. And these are all people that made the same commitment as you to, buy the course, take the course seriously, and they're asking very smart questions. A lot of times you'll get insight because other people are asking questions that you didn't think of. In fact, I learn a lot in those meetings too because of the caliber of folks that are in there. So, okay, I went on and on. I need to answer questions faster. I'm so slow. All right. Sahid, thank you for asking that. That is a very good question. Tom, what's up? Good to have you on. Someone asks, I need to cough here. Excuse me. All right. If you buy the course, I will still need tools. Let's see. It is phrased in the form of a statement, but I believe it's a question. So I'll read it like that, like Jeopardy. Will I still need tools such as Ahrefs, KW Finder, SEMrush? That makes it really expensive, right? The answer is no. You probably should rewind this video. I answered a similar question before. You need like $100 to $200, including the tool. So I keep it to a minimum. Like I understand the course is expensive, and I'm a minimalist just generally most of the time. I try to like keep things simple. And I also understand that tools are expensive. I don't have a subscription to those tools that you mentioned before. Occasionally I'll pick one up if I need it, but here's the deal. If you get a tool for like a month, like you could probably do like all the work you need to do for a quarter or like half a year. So if you like get the tool, you could do a bunch of research and then go from there. Additionally, if you just need a little bit of information, say from like SEMrush, and you enroll in the course, I can give you some of the CSVs for keyword research stuff and that sort of thing. I don't do it all the time, but if you have a very specific need, particularly if your site is already established, I can like give you the report for your site and then you can see like where you need to work. So the point is, it doesn't have to be expensive. I'm not like a lot of the other teachers out there that are, again, trying to get affiliate commissions by selling you on these big expensive tools. I literally recommend Keyword CAG because it is, you know, one of the most effective tools at a low price. It's the cheapest one I know of. The $16 per month package is what you can use. So, all right. All right. Let's see, what else we got here? And then Blue Fuse says, other Doug there says you can use the free version for a bit. Usually you will need, I think, usually all you will need. Yep, that's generally right. Thanks for hopping in there. Then we have someone is talking about and contact us pages. Why do you think it's necessary? I have not. You can do whatever you want. I don't care. I mean, I think you can. I think you should definitely have an About Us page. But if, in your opinion, you don't need it, then don't do it. I mean, I'm just telling you what I do. If you want to combine the About Us and contact page, that's totally cool too. Okay, and then the person, I don't know how to pronounce everyone's like screen name here, so sorry if it's easy. I'm trying not to embarrass myself here, but you're using the free versions except for Ahrefs, which is $99 per month. Yeah, so if you use Ahrefs, that's like, I recently like am checking out like their latest updates and stuff with their free trial, and like Ahrefs, it's freaking awesome. It's really, really good. I mean, I'd prefer that, you know, backlink crawler and database like over any other. All right, Patrick says, hey Doug. Hey Patrick, what's up? Your new affiliate site has affiliate content on the homepage which targets the main keyword. An inner page is already ranking position 19. Should I first build links to that inner page? Well, I don't know. Here's the deal. I would not put your affiliate content on the homepage. That's very like old school. It's like what I was doing in 2013. So I don't think you should do that. And that said, yeah, you should probably build links to that inner page and investigate getting that affiliate content off of your homepage. It's very like, yeah, this kind of an old school thing. Jay says, what does the course cost? So go to 5figurenichesite.com and you can register for it there. I'm not going to mention the prices here because, well, number one, there's a lot of material on that page that tells you what's in the course. So if I'm not going to mention it here, so you really need to go through that material. The other reason is, depending on when people watch this video, like if it's some time after this enrollment period, the prices may be like higher. And if that's the case, I don't want someone to be misinformed with the wrong price. And you could register for it there. Jay, be sure, like if you are interested, like the enrollment period ends Friday. So you need to take a look and you need to like make a decision on it because the enrollment period is only open for 4.5 more days. D Card, what up? Good to see you on. Suresh says, Doug, how often do you update the course? Constantly, friend. Constantly, Suresh. It is, I just added like 3 new modules and then updated like I think 4 or 5 other videos, like 100% reshot the videos. So I update it as needed. And by the way, like most everything in the course is created in a conservative way, right? So it's a white hat course. I touch a little bit on gray hat stuff so that you're aware. of those practices, but I don't recommend that you do any gray hat stuff. The point is I update things as needed, and the course was created so that you can, I guess, learn, like I said, the most conservative approach so that the risk is the lowest. If you are a riskier person, there are probably other courses that are better for you, and I'll gladly tell you to take the approach that's best for you and that fits your risk tolerance. My risk tolerance is, I don't have much tolerance for risk at this point because I had a bunch of sites penalized in the past, and that's like the saddest thing ever. So I am pretty conservative. In Suresh, I update the course all the time as needed. Okay. Sahid says, you have hosting, you have 3 or 4 Amazon sites, but you're not making money. You have PBNs, you can do SEO, you just don't know how to create a business around affiliate sites. No SEO client, should I go with the advanced one? I would, if the advanced is the most popular, and I think the best value if you don't need one-on-one coaching. So I would say you should probably go for the advanced. I think that's probably the best route. Hey, Tal, what's up? You just popped by to give me support. Thank you. That is super cool. I'm the real deal and not one of the gurus who flip-flops from method to method and promotes the latest tools. Thanks, man. That's nice of you. And Tal, I've known Tal for years. He's, I think you were like one of the very, very early purchasers, like the very, very alpha course of this whole thing. So thanks, man. Really appreciate you hopping on here. And Sahid says, cool course page. Yeah. Thank you. It is a lot of words. I haven't sketched out the number of pages lately, but it's like 40 pages or something like that. And Akshay says, you like the keyword golden ratio? Did I get the idea from Wealthy Affiliate? No, sure didn't. You said that tool does almost the same. I don't think so, man. There are other tools that do very similar things, but a lot of times I hear they don't work that well. But I got the idea from my friends in my mastermind group. So people like Quentin Hamp, Shauna Newman, Rob Atkinson, and Lewis Ogden. So in different periods of time, I had conversations with each of them around keyword research, and I grabbed pieces from here and there, probably some other people that I didn't even realize that I got information from them on it. But not from Jaxie. Sahid, will we be using any paid tools to find niches to go for, or just tools like SEMrush, Ahrefs, and Majestic? You have Longtail Pro. Yeah, basically, you mentioned all of the possible ones, and you don't even need to use that many. Suresh, thanks for the question. Appreciate it. Paul, what up? You're welcome for the help. All right, I see one more question from Adrian here, and wow, we're getting quite a few people. We have like 38 people on, which is pretty good considering I didn't really promote this at all, just randomly did it. So Adrian asks, and if you have any other questions, ask now. Otherwise, I'm gonna go to the gym. Adrian says, what if I go with the advanced option? How can I have a one-on-one if you want to get directly to me? You can sign up for just like a consulting hour, and I will give students a discount for the consulting hour. So if it comes to that, if you do need the one-on-one, then yeah, you could totally sign up. And honestly, a lot of people approach me for coaching, and I eventually talk them out of it before, because I think people can get the value that they need if I just point them in the right direction. And I don't want to like take someone's money if they could find help elsewhere, to be honest with you. So the point is, Adrian, as a student, you'll sort of be able to fast track my, my filtering that I do. So if you want to talk to me and you're a student, you're going to be able to talk to me. So don't worry about that. And we could discuss the discount later. I don't publish that. And Sahid says, is it possible for you to embed this video on the course page? You're on your mobile and you missed a few answers. No, I'm sorry, I won't do that. The course page is a well-crafted piece of art, and I'm not going to put this video on there. But if you just go to YouTube, like, this video is going to be there. So just go to YouTube. You'll be able to find it, Sahid, don't worry. And the thing is, I know if I put a video up there, it needs to be like a good sales video, and I just don't want to do that. I like the text-based stuff that I'm working on right now, and let's face it, I mean, people don't watch these freaking videos half the time anyway, so if I put this video up there, people would just ask the same questions that I already answered. But I appreciate you asking, Sahid, that's kind of you. Tom says, when applying the keyword golden ratio, is it practical to try and achieve Yoast SEO perfection? No. Actually, this is really going to harm you if you follow the Yoast SEO plugin. It's going to like shoot you. I mean, you're going to over optimize the hell out of the page. The thing is, like, a lot of keyword golden ratio terms are long phrases. Like, here, I'm using this light right here. So the lighting's all right. So it's like, it would be like best YouTube lighting for vloggers or something like that. And if you put that phrase in there as many times as Yoast tells you to, it's going to sound crazy. It's going to sound like you're just keyword stuffing. So I think Yoast SEO is like a valuable plugin for some of the tools that it offers. However, I think that it is built for like general bloggers. It's not built for people like you and I, right? It's not built for like SEO experts who know keyword research, and we're doing like surgical work here. We're doing like very intentional stuff. And if you use the Yoast SEO plugin, it's gonna just be terrible. So don't do that. Be sure you understand like who the tools are created for. So I know a lot of people are like, oh, use Yoast SEO. It's like the best SEO plugin, blah, blah, blah. But you're the wrong audience. You're the wrong type of user. Now, occasionally, like if people need to like edit their htaccess file, like I'll probably tell them to use the Yoast SEO tool version of that, because most people, right, not everyone, but some people don't know how to get to their actual like hosting, like cPanel, like file structure, or like log into the FTP and make edits to files. And in fact, that's quite dangerous. You could like totally mess stuff up and make your site not load. I've done that like several times. So just, I know from experience that mistakes can be made. The point is, don't trust Yoast. Okay. Tom, good question. People ask me that every now and then. Okay, any other questions here? Oh yeah, Paul says, you're glad that I'm saying that about Yoast because you were looking at using the KGR and Yoast was not happy. Yeah, I totally ignore Yoast. I have it on a couple sites just for like some of the back-end tools. All right. Google is not showing all websites when you try an all in search. I don't know why, but it's not. But that is 100% truth. Okay. I don't know why either. Sorry it's not working for you there. Natish says, how do I choose a micro niche that can be profitable? I'm not sure. I don't do like so-called micro niches. So I would encourage you to, look at being a bigger site. If a key phrase is at the beginning of the title of a post, would it give it a better chance of beating the others in the all-in title list? Potentially, right? Sort of the common wisdom, the common knowledge is that if the keywords are close to the front of the title, whether it's YouTube or any other search engine, a lot of times, like that sort of indicates that it's more about that topic than if it was further out. But there are so many factors involved, and every single like keyword phrase competition is different, right? Even if it's like the same sites, each keyword phrase and result is going to have a different level of competition, right? Like there's just too many variables to say that across the board, but all things being equal, of which they are not, right? So all things being equal, yeah, it'd be good to put it at the beginning. All right. Dennis says, hey, just joined. What have I missed? You missed so much, Dennis. There was some really awesome stuff earlier, but if you just rewind to the beginning of the video, you can catch up. Pritam, what's up? Good to have you on. Brittany says your dog's interrupted most of the video, so you'll be emailing some questions later. Yeah, cool. Just send me an email and I'll get back to you. And I'm going to be doing live streams like each day this week, except Thursday, where there's actually like a webinar. So I was going to do everything at all these live streams at like 10 a.m. Mountain Time, but I accidentally didn't block it out on the calendar some days. So like I have a meeting at 10. So it may be a little early tomorrow, maybe a little later tomorrow. We'll see how it shakes out. But I'm going to be doing live streams, so be sure you have notifications on. And Blue Fuse, how big of a role does keyword research play in the actual niche selection? It's a big role, Doug. One would think that the niche selection would be at a higher level than just looking at the long tail KGR, keyword golden ratio keywords. You are right. There are two levels that we look at, and in the course, I go like very methodically on how to do that. But in general, you want to make sure that you have enough like viable keywords with low to medium competition within a niche to be able to select it. And we go through worksheets to show you how to evaluate those like head to head. There's only so much like data that we can get through like the SEO companies like, Moz and Ahrefs and Majestic. There's only so much data that we can get from there. I mean, they're really approximations on like domain authority or trust flow or domain rating. Like they're just made up numbers based on like what sort of like, I guess, metrics that they can actually quantify. They're trying to like make it easy, and they're like giving us a number. The tools in the course help you evaluate it based on, some of those metrics and factors, but also like the core keyword research that you personally do. That's part of the reason why, like, I'm happy to teach this stuff, because it takes time, it takes effort, it's kind of hard, and everyone does like their own keyword research. So like even if two people pick the same niche, right? They probably have like different keywords they're going to go after. There's plenty of room for a lot of people in this. So, okay. And so that's a good question. Doug, other Doug, Blue Fuse. But yeah, so I hope I answered that. There are two different levels that you look at. Tom, glad my answer helped. The Furman UK says you used the KGR spreadsheet. Some had 0 searches. Yeah. But you had, some had 0 searches, but 50 all in title. Is it worth writing a post for that phrase? I do most of the time up to about like 100 all in title. That's an advanced question, but yeah, I usually do, just because I just like to try it. Embracing Wellness says, you're so confused about using images through Amazon's API. Is it possible to do that without using a plugin such as WooZone? Yeah, just use the Amazon tools like the site Stripe. That's what I do. I've never used any Woo products. Paul says, you're joining late. Am I opening up membership for 5-figure niche site again? Yes. If so, are you going to send out enrollment and pricing? Yeah, you should already have it, Paul. I have, basically just go to fivefigurenichesite.com and it tells you the information that you need to know, Paul. So hopefully that answers all your questions. And if you're on the email list, you should have gotten the email unless it went to your spam folder. Okay, someone asks, and I have, it's just like a jumble of words. I have no idea, or letters. I don't know what this is. So how can you control your writers to make 100% original content? Copyscape doesn't work, and writers mostly just rewrite articles and do very small research. Okay, so I don't find that. I hire good writers and I trust them and I pay them a fair wage. So I think you need to look at who you're hiring and maybe upgrade who you're hiring. Which keyword research tool do I recommend? SEMrush or Longtail Pro? Neither one for keyword research. You've been using the keyword planner and you're planning to purchase a more professional. So Nitish, I don't like Longtail Pro at all. So I'll leave it at that. SEMrush is pretty good for a lot of keyword research, but I recommend that you check out something like Keyword CAG. If you already have, honestly, Keyword CAG is like kind of the cheapest comprehensive solution. So that's what I recommend. Longtail Pro, I just don't like it these days. Bluefuse says Keyword CAG versus the Keyword Everywhere plugin. I mean, Keyword CAG is just a little bit more convenient, but you can get a lot of the same data from Keywords Everywhere, which is free. So just totally up to you. Okay. Embracing Wellness says, my course targeted for people doing niche sites or authority or both. So this is just a matter of semantics. So my sites are usually like hundreds of pages long. I have an email list. The content's good. Like most people would call that an authority site. However, my brand is Niche Site Project, right? So this is just a branding semantic thing. So people say like authority sites, but really it's like a niche site that's bigger and that has grown up. So you can think of it that way. To answer your question, it works for both. If you are starting at the beginning, you can think of your site as a niche site. It's purely vocabulary, but at some point people are going to tell you, hey, that looks like an authority site. Actually, no one will tell you that because no one really pays that much attention, to be honest with you. But it's really just a branding thing. So I'm teaching I take you from the beginning, sort of mindset, niche selection, keyword research, putting your site together, selecting a theme, hosting, hiring writers, writing content yourself, and then promotion and outreach. White hat. This is a white hat approach so that the risk is lower for penalties and stuff like that. And then from there, it gets quite advanced depending on where you want to go in your business. I talk about other affiliate programs outside of Amazon, if you're interested in that. Some niches lend themselves to that area. I talk about selling a site for over 6 figures, and I talk about email list building sort of in a general sense and how to approach it for niche sites. So across a couple sites, I have email lists in the, the 10 to 12,000, I guess altogether, I guess it's probably close to 15,000 niche site email list subscribers. So like I said, I mean, some people would just tell me I'm crazy. Of course I have an authority site, but hey, I branded with Niche Site Project, so I got to stay true to it. All right, any other questions out there? Any other questions? General or about the course? Adrian says, do I recommend that you go with WP Engine for hosting? No, no way, man. That's way too expensive if you're just starting out. Should you wait a little bit when you actually have when you actually have a site that starts to make money? Yeah. So shared hosting should be good enough for the first, 6 or 9 months. And then if you find that you're having, issues with hosting for some reason, or you just know your site's growing, you're getting more visitors per day, then you can a lot of times you could just upgrade your hosting at your existing company, which is like usually easier to do. It's usually easier to do that than to move to another company. And basically, like, you'll need like 2,000 to 3,000 unique visitors a day before you need to take like real action. Adrian, probably the people that are recommending WP Engine are affiliates for it. So they're pushing it for a specific reason. I'm an affiliate for a couple hosting companies just because, when I got started, that was the thing to do. And, I use Bluehost and I use MDD and I use SiteGround. I have a few hosting packages and, those companies have been good to me over the years. But the point is, you don't need like a robust solution like right now. There are a few things to focus on. Hosting it's a commodity. Don't worry about it. You shouldn't waste your time on it. Tom says, if I use the KGR effectively, will I still need backlinks? Kinda. Here's the thing. If you're using it effectively, then no, like you should be good. However, if you really want to make like money, then you need to like get some backlinks. You don't need as many. A lot of times you'll be able to rank and make money without any backlinks. But once you get, you're probably at some point, right? You're going to want to plan ahead for the future and you're going to want to rank for some higher search volume keywords. To do that, you will need backlinks. Okay, so you will need backlinks to rank for higher competition stuff. If you just want to rank for a couple keywords and make just a little bit of money, that's cool. I respect that. You won't have to do backlinking, but you're also sort of capping your growth. So keep that in mind. Nothing's free, right? It's gonna take some work somehow if you want to like spend time. And I'm not saying that you're lazy or anything, Tom. I'm just saying, hey, you're gonna have to do some backlinking at some point if you want to make a serious amount of money. Sharesh says, can we upgrade the plan in the future? No, you can't. Unfortunately, I already answered that like twice today. So just rewind this video and you'll be able to see, but it just like from a practical standpoint, it doesn't make sense. From a monetary standpoint, it makes 0 sense for me to like let people upgrade in the future. And it doesn't make sense for you either. Okay. Another question. All right. And I'm going to cut it off here because we're kind of going in circles at this point and people are just asking like questions for their own personal site. So last one here, can I make similar sites about the same niche? Yes. So first part, yes, you can do that. The second part is link to the first site without Google anger. So I think you're asking if it's going to be an issue from an SEO standpoint from Google. It's risky, right? If you just do one and it makes sense to link one time, probably fine. If you do it like 8 times, probably not cool. So it sounds like you're trying to take a little bit of a shortcut, or you think you are. Any sort of ideas like that, it's just not going to pay off in the long run. So take a step back, think about like what you really actually want to achieve, like 2 years out, and like think about it that way. So can you do it once or twice? Probably. Is it a good idea? Probably not. All right. Any other questions out there? Any other questions? Cool. Good session today. I think we got some good answers to common questions out there. And it is funny. If people have, I see we still got almost 40 people here. That's crazy. The funny thing is, so I'm becoming more like aware of how, what's the right way to say this? Basically, a lot of the questions that I do answer in these sessions, they're already on the sales page. The sales page is long, I get that. And then the other part is like, I'll answer questions like at the beginning of the session, and then people hop on at the live stream at the point where they're at. And then, of course, they don't know that I answered the question already. So It's interesting because I can imagine like people that are a few years ahead of me with their teaching or whatever. Like you have to be okay with answering the same question over and over again, knowing that, you know, the good people on here, it could be your very first time like interacting with me at all. And it could be the very first time that you've heard any of these concepts. So I'm like hyper aware that, you know, how I answer the questions and interact with everyone is like super important. Sherry asked a new question here. What do I think of the plugin SEO Pro? I've never heard of it, never used it. My guess is you probably don't need it though. If it's like, yeah, you probably don't need it. I doubt there's anything on there that you really need from it. So I guess I'm confident in saying that even without like using that. And then someone is asking about another SEO stuff, other SEO plugin, SEO Presser or Yoast. Well, I haven't heard of the first one. Yoast seems fine, but rewind the video because I talked about how I don't like Yoast and why. And the Furman says requires patience and you don't think you can handle it. Well, you know, you could always surprise yourself because, you know, I'm surprising myself currently, but it's just it's the awareness. And I think a lot of people, I've seen people on like live streams and stuff, and they're just like, they're kind of rude. I try not to sort of be too snappy, but at the point where it's like, all right, like I'm tired of answering that, but all right. And Adrian, your head's gonna explode once you enroll in the course, my man. All right. Last question from Adrian. You recommend to start with 10 articles. Do you do outreach every time you publish an article? No. Or do you start doing outreach after you've published all of those 10 articles? Yes, the latter. So I call it the content, traffic, profit sprint as a project management idea, so that we're doing sprints of work so that you publish 10 pieces of content, you work on ranking that content before you move on to the next, so that you actually get like a full, like finished product, deliverable, all done before you move on to like the next sprint of work. It's super important. Now, here's the reason, like in contrast, right? So if I just tell you that, people are like, oh, that's cool. But these other guys are telling me I should publish like 40 or 50 or 100 or 200 posts or whatever before you do any link building. Well, a couple things. The number one issue is like most people are going to give up before they hit whatever like amount of content these other like people are telling you to do. So most people give up because, I mean, look, it's either going to take you a lot of time or a lot of money. And the reality is, like, we have, you know, friends and spouses and partners and whatever, and you have to like tell people, hey, yeah, I'm still working on this site. It's been 18 months and yeah, like no one's going to it, but I know it's going to work. And the reality is, that's hard to do, to like face your, you know, family and friends and whoever and like keep telling them, yeah, I think it's going to work. Like it feels bad and they think you're crazy. And I mean, I've been there before in different like levels and stuff like that. The thing is, if you do 10 pieces of content, you follow the coursework, like you'll get traffic. Like you'll get traffic within like a few weeks. If you are able to execute at the speed in which the course comes out, you'll probably, it's not guaranteed, right? But you'll probably make sales within like the first 5 to 6 weeks. I haven't even asked for testimonials from these particular students, but like there are people that have definitely done that. And it's just a matter of executing what I'm teaching and ignoring all the noise and focusing solely on like what I'm telling you to focus on. So the thing is, you can get sales and you can like move forward quickly, and you get those small wins so that number one, you have faith in the process, but you could also tell your family and friends and spouse and partner or whoever that, hey, I made my first sale. I made $1.50. This stuff works, right? Like once you have the proof like in your hands, like that is so valuable. And from there, it can grow quickly. So the point is, I don't do link building after each one. That was a simple question. So, okay, Adrian, thanks for hopping on. Hopefully we'll be talking soon. Thanks everyone else for watching as well. And we'll see you next time. So, all right, I am out. Everyone have a great day.